welcome to Problems in Drug Testing from Compass Drug Screening. From time to time, all collectors need to go back and reevaluate some of their training just to be sure that we're sharp in our field. So let's begin. Today's question is, what should I do to avoid the fatal flaw of a broken seal? Let's start by reviewing what causes a fatal flaw. From the DOT, there are a few things that will destroy the progress of a test. One, there is no chain of custody. Number two, in cases where a specimen has been collected, there is no specimen submitted with the chain of custody. This chain of custody and the specimen are two very key parts of a completed drug test. Number three, there is no printed collector's name or collector's signature. This is extremely important. After every test, go back and ensure that you have signed and written your name legibly in the collector field. Two separate collections are performed using one chain of custody. The next one is the specimen ID numbers on the specimen bottle and the chain of custody do not match. This is a big problem and one that's easy to catch before you complete the collection. The specimen bottle seal is broken or shows evidence of tampering, and a split specimen cannot be redesignated. All right, this is the one we're going to be focusing on today, that there's a break in the seal and this shows evidence of potential tampering. This will kill a test. And lastly, because of leakage or other causes, there is an insufficient amount of urine in the primary specimen bottle for analysis and the specimens cannot be redesignated. What the term redesignated means is if there is a problem with the DOT collections for specimen bottle A, they can redesignate specimen bottle B, renaming it as specimen bottle A, so that testing can continue in some cases. All right, so now we focus on the purpose of this training, a broken seal. In the picture, you'll see that there's a tear in the seal of the container. This particular tear breaks the barcode and makes the chain of custody numbers difficult to read. This can be an indication that the test has been tampered with, and any evidence of tampering will eventually kill the test. So this creates an invalid testing situation, and the test is going to end there. So we as collectors have to work to ensure that it doesn't get to that point. We've got to correct the error before the test is completed and it goes to the lab. So once you know, and you will know as soon as the seal is broken, I've done this before where the stickers are quite old and they're more fragile and they just tear more easily. So you know when it happens, and so it's not something you're going to miss. At the point that you will realize that this has happened, you've got to begin correcting the error. All right, once the label is broken, this chain of custody cannot be used. We've got to eliminate this number from our use, and we've got to transition to another one. Because the DOT requires a split specimen, both stickers must be used, and if one is broken, the form must be replaced. So even if there's a tear in sticker B, the whole chain of custody has to be replaced. So we've got to recreate the chain of custody. Select a new chain of custody form and transfer the information accurately to the unused form. Be sure that all of the data is transferred precisely. Remove the previous labels from the specimen containers and attach the new ones. Discard the old chain of custody and stickers to ensure that there is no confusion between the old and the new. This is extremely important. Do what you have to do here. Draw a big X through the old one. Do what you have to do to ensure that you don't get confused as to which one is the bad one and which one is the good one. And finally, double check that your specimen ID numbers match the new chain of custody. As we already looked at the things that cause a fatal flaw, if the numbers on both bottles don't match each other and match the paper form, this is going to kill the test again. Before the conclusion of every test, it's a best practice to go back and double check your work. Before concluding the test, confirm that you have dated and the donor has signed the new labels. Confirm that the donor has signed the chain of custody and signed both stickers as well on each of the specimen containers. Ensure that all the donor's information was transferred correctly. Be sure that you have signed as a collector and all the other steps in a proper collection are complete. Double check that your specimen ID numbers on both bottles match the specimen ID number on the chain of custody. Be sure that the new labels show no signs of tampering. This will help you conclude a successful test and ensure that no fatal flaws have occurred. All right, when you are completing a form box collection, it will be slightly different. This is the sheet of stickers that you'll see when you're doing a test through FormFox. All the stickers that you'll need for various types of collections are on one sheet. Obviously, you won't need them all, but the trick is to make sure you select the correct stickers. Pay close attention to the purpose of each sticker. Right, we're going to go over what they are. The gray ones are for non-federal, non-DOT collections, and you'll notice the CC at the front of the chain of custody number. These cannot be used for DOT collections. The orange ones are federal stickers. These are for DOT collections, and you'll notice the CF at the front of the chain of custody number. These are the only stickers you can use for DOT urine collections. If you select the wrong one, you're going to have to correct that error. There are other stickers on the form for oral and blood and also for hair. But for the purpose of this training, we're focusing on the federal and non-federal stickers at the top. If you select the wrong set, these labels may be more difficult to remove cleanly. Once the mistake is noticed, place the correct labels on top of the incorrect labels at a 90-degree angle. Make a note in the remarks section to explain the error to avoid the appearance of tampering. Anytime there's a mistake, simply explain it in the notes field of your chain of custody. This should clarify any problems at the MRO office and continue the test. All right, the goal of all of our collections is accuracy and efficiency. It's important to notice the details. The details are extremely important to ensure that the test can be completed. It's important that you pay close attention through each step and occasionally drop back and retrain and reconsider the basics of our training so that we can be efficient and thorough in all that we do. Thank you for your time in retraining. Now please proceed to the quiz that will demonstrate your understanding